The instant you reveal your hand, you provide the blueprint for your own destruction. Each time you broadcast achievements, flaunt prosperity, or telegraph intentions, you are not establishing dominance. You are illuminating yourself as prey in a hunter's scope. In Machiavelli's framework, the noisiest presence signals the weakest position, because only the desperate demand constant acknowledgement. Consider your last public victory announcement. What truly motivated that display? You told yourself it would inspire others. The reality was simpler and more pathetic. You were craving validation from people who privately resent you. You exchanged operational security for a brief neurochemical rush. You invited resentment into your life and fed it at your own expense. While you searched for applause, observers were quietly mapping vulnerabilities in your position. Machiavelli documented this pattern. Power evaporates the moment it becomes theatrical. Public celebration is not confidence. It is tactical exposure. It broadcasts exactly where attacks should land. It shows adversaries the altitude you have reached and illuminates the path to drag you down. The moment you celebrate openly, fear transforms into pursuit. Examine your digital footprint. Study how you communicate with associates. Are you constructing an empire or maintaining an illusion? You are hemorrhaging mental resources on image maintenance, while adversaries are investing theirs in locating structural weaknesses. You are literally funding your own downfall through vanity. You are supplying the precise intelligence that will be weaponized to replace you, circumvent you, or eliminate you entirely. Today we dismantle the visibility trap and install the Machiavellian framework of the concealed sovereign. Most will ignore this. You will continue broadcasting, discussing, and displaying because your ego drowns out your ambition. If you seek crowd approval, leave now. But if you want autonomous sovereignty, remain. Because the most dangerous presence in any room is not the speaker. It is the observer studying the speaker who cannot stop talking. You enter spaces wanting everyone to recognize your intelligence, wealth, or capability. You believe projecting power generates power. You are fundamentally mistaken. In the Machiavellian arena, appearing powerful is the fastest route to becoming powerless. When you display strength, you force adversaries into preparation mode. You sacrifice the element of surprise. You expend energy maintaining appearance, while true operators are identifying the gaps in your armor. Let's expose 3 specific displays currently destroying your position. First, financial assets and income streams. When you showcase wealth, you are not earning respect. You are attracting auditors. You are inviting everyone from government agencies to financially failing associates to determine their entitlement to your resources. You have noticed the shift, haven't you? Since appearing successful, people view you as a walking ATM. They no longer see an equal. They see a solution to their own inadequacies. You traded financial privacy for the role of universal sponsor. You are not a sovereign. You are a subsidy. Second, intimate relationships. The moment you publicly display your partner or private connections, you make them targets for comparison and resentment. You have been broadcasting your happiness to prove you are winning at life. What you actually accomplished was inviting every person dissatisfied with their own existence to find reasons why your relationship is fraudulent or toxic. You placed your private sanctuary on a public stage, and now wonder why it receives criticism. You are allowing the predators in your circle to identify vulnerabilities through the person you love. Third, future intentions. This is the most catastrophic information leak. You have been previewing upcoming projects to generate excitement. In reality, you are alerting competition. You are providing them time to replicate you, undercut you, or obstruct you. Machiavelli understood that execution must be silent. The moment they perceive the strike, it should already be irreversible. By discussing it, you are granting them opportunity to move first. You are surrendering competitive advantage for the cost of temporary attention. Consider your current circle. You have been subtly displaying progress. You acquired a superior vehicle. You started broadcasting your work routine. Or you started discussing major investments. You believe you are ascending. What you are actually doing is triggering a biological threat response in everyone around you. To them, your success represents a direct challenge to their hierarchy. By displaying it, you have transformed them from cooperators into competitors. You have ended the era of their support and initiated the era of their sabotage. Machiavelli noted that those who appear less than they are maintain the greatest advantage. If they perceive you as a solved equation, if they believe you are average, struggling, or merely surviving, they stop monitoring you. They lower their guard. They become complacent in their dealings with you. This is your optimal position. You want adversaries to feel superior to you. Their arrogance becomes your greatest weapon. While they are occupied looking down on you, you are maneuvering behind them, unhindered and unnoticed. Let's expose the reality of your achievements. You are so insecure that you require likes and congratulations from people who would not assist you if your circumstances became dire. You are trading information security for ego validation. Every time you post your vision board or objectives, you are distributing blueprints to your future. Why would you provide rivals a head start? If you truly possessed the power you want people to perceive, you would not feel compelled to prove it. The sun does not announce that it is shining. It simply burns. Consider the corporate environment or social hierarchy you occupy. There is always someone constantly discussing their grand plans and connections. Everyone knows them. Everyone monitors them. And the instant they make a single error, the entire group attacks. Now observe the quiet one in the corner, the one who agrees with everyone, who never mentions their victories, and who appears harmless. That is the person you should fear. They are gathering data. They are building an empire in the basement, while the loud one is building a house of cards on the front lawn. You have been conditioned by a culture that rewards visibility. You have been told that personal branding is everything. But in the world of genuine power, privacy is the ultimate luxury. By displaying yourself, you are making yourself a commodity. You are allowing the world to assign you a price tag. Once they know your price, they know how to purchase you. Once they know your lifestyle, they know how to tempt you. Once they know your ego, they know how to manipulate you. Stop attempting to be the man. Start being the shadow. If you are doing well, conceal it. If you are winning, behave as if you are barely surviving. If you are wealthy, dress middle class. This is not about humility. It is about risk mitigation. You are removing the motive for others to harm you. If they believe you possess nothing worth taking, they will not attempt to take it. If they believe you represent no threat to their status, they will not attempt to knock you down. You are using tactical mediocrity to purchase the most valuable thing in the world, time and space to operate. Examine your conversations. From this moment forward, you will stop being the center of attention. You will become an observer. You will allow others to discuss their victories. You will smile, nod, and tell them how impressive they are. You will feed their ego until it blinds them. You will allow them to believe they are the lion, while you are the fox. Because while the lion is occupied roaring and making himself a target for every hunter in the woods, the fox is in the shadows, winning. You have spent years attempting to earn respect through displays of success. It has not worked. It has only brought you counterfeit friends and genuine enemies. It is time to reverse the script. It is time to become the most dangerous person in the room, the one no one is worried about. The transformation begins the moment you value your sovereignty more than your validation. You believe your friends want you to succeed. You have been told that authentic ones celebrate your success. That is a lie designed to keep you vulnerable. The truth is darker. Most people want you to do well, but never better than them. The moment you cross that invisible threshold, the moment your vehicle is faster, your partner is more attractive, or your bank account is deeper, the celebration ends and the subtle sabotage begins. Consider the last time you shared a massive victory with your inner circle. There was that split second of silence before they spoke. That cold, hollow look in their eyes before they forced a smile and said congratulations. In that 1 second, they were not happy for you. They were mourning their own lack of progress. Your success did not inspire them. It insulted them. By displaying it, you did not gain their respect. You birthed their envy. And envy is a predator that does not rest until the thing it hates is destroyed. Machiavelli understood that human nature is fueled by comparison. He knew that the people closest to you are the ones most likely to betray you, because they are the ones who feel the sting of your success most acutely. A stranger does not care if you are a millionaire, but your neighbor, your cousin, your childhood friend, they are monitoring your every move to determine if you have forgotten where you came from. They are searching for reasons to drag you back down to their level. By displaying yourself, you provided them the weapon. Let's examine how this manifests in your life right now. You have been blessed, and you wanted to share that blessing. You started paying for dinners. You started allowing them to stay at your place. You started offering advice they did not request. You believe you are being a leader. They believe you are being an arrogant prick. Every generous gesture you make with your new status is just another reminder to them that they are failing. This is where the predators are born. They will not attack you directly. They are not that brave. Instead, they will employ passive-aggressive warfare. They will start making jokes about your new lifestyle. They will accidentally forget to invite you to things. They will start gossip that sounds like concern, but is actually designed to damage your reputation. They will say things like, "I'm just worried they have changed," or, "I hope they can handle all that pressure." This is social poisoning, and you are the one who provided the toxin by being too visible. You must understand the law of relative status. People only feel comfortable when they feel equal to or slightly superior to you. The moment you break that equilibrium, you become a problem that needs to be solved. If you display yourself, you are essentially saying, "Look at how much better I am than you." Even if you do not mean it, that is how the human brain interprets it. You are triggering their fight or flight response. They cannot flee from your success because it is all over their feed. So they choose to fight. To survive the predators, you must learn to use the envy shield. This is the art of strategic complaining. From this day forward, you will never share a victory without attaching a cost to it. If you purchase a new house, you do not discuss the view. You discuss the nightmare of property taxes and the structural issues costing you a fortune. If you receive a promotion, you do not discuss the salary. You discuss the soul-crushing hours and the toxic supervisor you now must deal with. Why? Because it makes you safe again. When you complain, you grant the envious people in your life a victory. They can observe you and think, well, they have the money, but their life sounds like a disaster. I'm glad I'm not them. You are feeding their ego so they do not consume yours. You are making your success appear like a burden rather than a blessing. This stops the sabotage before it initiates. It keeps the predators in a state of pity rather than a state of war. Machiavelli did not want you to be a martyr. He wanted you to be a ghost. You want the results of your success, but you want to deflect the social cost. You want the power, but you want to avoid the target that comes with it. By faking failure, you are performing a social smokescreen. You are moving in the dark while they believe they are watching you in the light. Examine the people around you. Who are the ones who only seem to be present when you are struggling? Who are the ones who always have a superior story when you attempt to share a victory? These people are addicted to your mediocrity. They love you when you are down because it makes them feel up. The moment you start winning, they will turn on you like a cornered animal. Stop attempting to save people who are secretly praying for your downfall. You are wasting your kindness on people who perceive it as weakness. In the world of power, there are no best friends. There are only strategic alliances. If an alliance is no longer serving your growth, or if it is actively sabotaging your peace, you must have the Machiavellian courage to cut it. You have been displaying yourself because you want to be loved. You want to be part of the group. But the sovereign is never part of the group. The sovereign leads the group, or they leave the group. By seeking their approval through your displays of success, you have made them your judges. You have granted them the power to decide if you are worthy of your own achievements. Take that power back. You are currently suffering because you are attempting to live in two worlds. You want the victories of the elite, but you want the comfort of the average. You cannot have both. The elite world is a place of cold calculation, privacy, and strategic silence. The average world is a place of loud bragging, gossip, and shared misery. By displaying yourself, you are attempting to bring your average friends into your elite world. It will not work. They will only drag your elite world down until it is as miserable as theirs. You must accept the solitude of the victor. You must learn to enjoy your victories in silence, or with the very few people who are actually on your level. The examination is sharpening. You have learned to conceal your strength and shield yourself from envy. But now we must discuss the invisible leashes you have placed on yourself. We must discuss the information you have leaked and how it is being used to construct a cage around your future. You are your own biggest leak. You believe you are networking or building trust, but in reality, you are a walking security breach. Every time you open your mouth to brag about a plan before it is finished, you are hemorrhaging power. You have been socialized to believe that sharing is caring. But in the Machiavellian arena, sharing is surrender. You are giving away the only thing that keeps you ahead of the curve: information. Consider the last time you told someone about a major move you were about to make, a business idea, a career change, or even a self-improvement objective. Notice what happened. You felt a small rush of pride, a counterfeit victory, and then your motivation vanished. Why? Because you already received the dopamine hit of success without doing any of the work. But more importantly, you just granted everyone around you a chance to construct a wall in front of your destination. You did not just tell them your plan, you told them how to stop you. Machiavelli knew that a prince's greatest asset is his mind, specifically the parts of it that no one else can see. He wrote that you should never let your true intentions be known until the moment they are realized. By displaying your vision, you have removed the element of surprise. You have allowed your rivals to prepare their counter moves. You are playing chess with your pieces facing the wrong direction. You are literally inviting the world to sabotage your future because you could not handle the silence of your own ambition. You are currently obsessed with how people perceive you because you have no internal foundation. You are displaying yourself because you are terrified that if you do not remind people you are successful, you will cease to exist in their minds. This is the visibility trap. You have allowed other people's opinions to become the oxygen of your ego. If they do not applaud, you feel like you are suffocating. This makes you easy to manipulate. All someone has to do is provide you a small ego stroke, a compliment on your work ethic or your lifestyle, and you will tell them everything. You are so desperate for a seat at the table that you do not realize you are the one being served on the plate. Your vanity has made you transparent. And in the world of power, transparency is the same as being defenseless. Observe the people you admire, the true operators. Do you genuinely know what their bank account looks like? Do you know their next 3 moves? No, you only see what they want you to see. They use visibility as a distraction. They show you a bright, shiny object with one hand, while the other hand is closing the agreement in the dark. They are the ones who understand the information embargo. They know that the less people know about you, the more they must fear you. From this second forward, you are entering a state of information lockdown. You will stop updating the world on your progress. You will stop using your success as a conversation starter. If someone asks how you are doing, your answer is always the same. Just working, staying busy, nothing special. You are going to become unremarkable. You are going to cultivate tactical dullness that makes people stop paying attention to you. This is not about being shy. It is about internalizing your power. When you stop seeking external validation, you begin to build a reservoir of energy. That energy which you used to waste on displaying yourself will now be funneled entirely into your execution. You will become 10 times more productive because you are no longer performing for an audience. You are working for the sovereign. You have been displaying yourself because you thought it was a shortcut to respect. It was actually a long road to resentment. You have been attempting to win the room, but you have been losing the war. It is time to close the leaks. It is time to impose an embargo on your soul. The examination is approaching its peak. You have learned to hide. You have learned to shield. And you have learned to stay silent. But there is one final brutal truth we have not touched: the law of the shadow strike. You need to learn how to win so decisively that by the time they realize you have won, there is absolutely nothing they can do about it. You have been playing the game of a peasant while dreaming of the life of a king. Peasants need to be seen. They need the parade, the applause, and the public pat on the back to feel like they matter. But a king, a true Machiavellian sovereign, finds his greatest power in the void. He understands that the most devastating blow is the one that lands before the victim even knows a war has started. This is the shadow strike. Consider your current strategy. You have been announcing your moves. You tell your accountability partners about your new diet. You tell your colleagues about the promotion you are pursuing. You tell your family about the business you are launching. You believe you are manifesting. In reality, you are telegraphing. You are granting the world a head start to prepare their defenses. By the time you are ready to actually move, the doors are already locked. You are fighting an uphill battle that you created with your own big mouth. Machiavelli did not write The Prince for people who want to be liked on social media. He wrote it for people who want to win. He knew that if you are seen as a threat, you will be suppressed. If you are seen as an equal, you will be competed with. But if you are seen as nothing, as just another face in the crowd, another average soul with no ambition, you are granted the ultimate tactical freedom. You are invisible. And an invisible enemy is an undefeatable enemy. Let's examine your reality. You have been frustrated because every time you attempt to level up, something obstructs your path. A friend talks you out of it. A competitor beats you to the punch. A family member warns you until you lose your nerve. You blame bad luck. I blame your vanity. You wanted the credit before you had the result. You wanted the victor label before you had even finished the first lap. The shadow strike requires you to master the law of the finished fact. From this day on, you do not discuss what you are going to do. You only discuss what you have already done. And even then, you only reveal it when it is so deeply rooted that it cannot be uprooted. Imagine you are working on a side project that will eventually allow you to quit your job. Most of you would be posting hustle quotes and sneak peeks of your laptop at 2 in the morning. That is amateur hour. That tells your boss to start seeking your replacement and your coworkers to start sabotaging your tasks. The sovereign does the opposite. They become the most reliable average employee in the office. They do their job. They smile. They act like they have nowhere else to go. They become part of the furniture. Meanwhile, in the dark hours, they are building their exit. They are signing contracts, securing funding, and constructing a fortress. Then on a random Tuesday, they hand in their resignation. No warning, no teasing, just a finished fact. By the time the boss realizes the quiet one has surpassed them, the quiet one is already miles away. That is a shadow strike. You are currently addicted to the attention economy. You have been brainwashed to believe that if it is not on your social media story, it did not happen. You are performing your life for a digital audience that does not care about your success. They only care about their own entertainment. You are trading your competitive advantage for engagement. Observe your last major reveal. You posted a victory. You received 200 likes, and you felt great for 10 minutes. But examine what happened next. That friend who has always been slightly competitive with you suddenly stopped liking your posts. That person who used to mentor you suddenly became busy. You did not realize that by displaying yourself, you forced them to see you as a rival. You ended the era of their help and started the era of their envy. A shadow strike avoids this by maintaining induced blindness. You want people to believe you are stagnant. You want them to believe you have hit your ceiling. You want them to feel slightly sorry for you. Why? Because pity is the ultimate camouflage. When people pity you, they do not fear you. When they do not fear you, they do not watch you. And when they do not watch you, you can take the entire kingdom while they are occupied offering you advice on how to be as mediocre as they are. You have been displaying yourself because you are afraid of the dark. You are afraid that if you are not in the spotlight, you do not exist. But the spotlight is where the targets are. The dark is where the power is. You need to develop a secret life. Not a life of lies, but a life of reserved assets. You need to have bank accounts no one knows about. You need to have skills no one has seen you use. You need to have connections that do not appear in your following list. You are constructing a parallel reality, a version of yourself that is far more powerful than the one the world sees. When you finally decide to strike, whether it is in business, in a negotiation, or in a social hierarchy, it must be absolute. There should be no room for negotiation. There should be no time for a counterattack. You move with the speed of a heart attack. You go from average to absolute leader in a single move. The people around you will be shocked. They will say, "Where did this come from?" They will say, "You changed." What they really mean is, "I missed the chance to stop you because I was too occupied looking at the counterfeit version of you." That is the highest form of Machiavellian respect. You did not ask for power. You imposed it. You are currently suffering from weak will. You need the external great job to keep going. That makes you a slave to the crowd's opinion. The shadow strike requires an internalized will. You must be able to work for years in total silence, fueled only by the vision in your head. You must be able to watch others receive the clout and the applause while you sit in the shadows, knowing that your day is coming and theirs is already fading. Can you handle being the loser in everyone's eyes while you are actually winning in reality? Most of you cannot. You are too soft. You are too hungry for the likes. But if you want to reach the 1%, if you want to be the one who actually owns the game, you must embrace the sovereignty of the shadow. You have spent your entire life as a performance artist. You did not realize it, but every outfit you chose, every achievement you bragged about, and every humble brag you posted was a plea for a jury that does not care if you live or die. You have been living in a prison of other people's expectations, and you built the bars yourself out of your own vanity. But today, the performance ends. We are installing the sovereign anchor. The anchor is the moment you stop looking outward for a compass and start looking inward for a command. Most people are drifters. They are blown around by the winds of social trends and the opinions of their peers. If the group says displaying yourself is cool, they display themselves. If the group says hustle culture is the way, they hustle for the camera. They have no center. They are hollow. You have been hollow. You have been a mirror reflecting whatever the world wanted to see, just so you could feel validated. Machiavelli knew that a prince who relies on the favor of the people is building on sand. The people are fickle. They will love you today and execute you tomorrow. If your sense of self is tied to their likes or their respect, you are a slave to their whims. The sovereign anchor means your value is non-negotiable. It does not increase when they applaud, and it does not decrease when they ignore you. You have become a fixed point in a moving world. Let's examine the social contract you have been following. You are taught that if you share your success, you will be welcomed into the upper echelons. You are taught that visibility equals opportunity. Examine your life. Has it worked? No. It has only brought you friends who want a handout and rivals who want your head on a spike. The contract was a scam. It was designed to keep the victors visible so the losers could keep track of them. The sovereign anchor breaks this contract. You're going to start failing on purpose in the eyes of the public. This is the ultimate mind game. Imagine you're at a social gathering. Everyone is discussing their major victories. In the past, you would have jumped in to prove you belong. Now you stay silent. You allow them to believe you are struggling. You allow them to feel better than you. Watch what happens when they believe they have nothing to gain from you. Their true nature emerges. The predators stop hiding their venom. The users stop calling you. This is the great filtration. By refusing to display yourself, you are forcing the world to reveal its true intentions toward you. You are no longer the provider of status. You are the observer of character. You have shifted from the performer to the judge. This is the only position of true power. You are exhausted. Admit it. You are tired of maintaining the victor persona. You are tired of checking your phone to determine if your success was validated by strangers. You are tired of the anxiety that comes with knowing that if you stop winning publicly, people will stop caring. This exhaustion is the price of your vanity. You are carrying a heavy golden mask that is crushing your soul. The sovereign anchor allows you to drop the mask. When you stop displaying yourself, you stop performing. And when you stop performing, you save an incredible amount of psychological capital. You can finally use that energy to actually become the person you have been pretending to be. You have been spending 80% of your time on the packaging and only 20% on the product. We are inverting that ratio. From now on, your product, your skills, your wealth, your character will be 100% of your focus, and your packaging will be invisible. Consider the freedom in that. No more proving yourself. No more defending your reputation. No more climbing social ladders that lead to nowhere. You have anchored yourself in your own reality. If you have $1 million in the bank and everyone believes you are broke, you still have $1 million. But if you have $0 and everyone believes you are wealthy, you are a dead man walking. You have been choosing the second option because you are addicted to the appearance. No more. Machiavelli noted that the most effective rulers were those who were secretive and slow to reveal their thoughts. This is not just a strategy for war, it is a strategy for life. When you are anchored, you become a black hole of information. People attempt to read you, but they find nothing. They attempt to bait you into displaying yourself, but you do not bite. They attempt to shame you for not being visible, but you do not care. This silence is terrifying to people. They do not know where they stand with you. They do not know if you are a threat or an ally, because they cannot categorize you. They cannot control you. You have become unmanipulatable. You are no longer a resource to be exploited. You are an enigma to be respected. Examine your interactions for the next 48 hours. Every time you feel that itch to brag, every time you want to correct someone's low opinion of you, kill it. Feel the power that comes from knowing something they do not. Feel the sovereign weight of your own secrets. You are building a mental fortress that no one can enter without your permission. You have been a child playing with the toys of status. You have been displaying your sparkly things to receive a smile from your parents, the society that raised you. It is time to grow up. The sovereign does not play with toys. The sovereign builds. And the first thing you are building is a life that is unrecognizable to those who knew the old you. The old you was a slave to the spotlight. The new you is the master of the shadows. You are no longer seeking a seat at the table. You are building your own table in a room they do not even know exists. You have moved from seeking visibility to achieving dominance. The examination is almost over. You have the tools. You have the mindset. You have the anchor. But there is one final transition, the final lie that you must tell the world to ensure your total, permanent freedom. We are about to discuss how to exit the social game entirely while still winning it. Are you ready for the final part? We are going to discuss the sovereign exit and how to finalize your total separation from the crowd's control. The final truth is this: power is a zero-sum game. Every ounce of attention you grant the world is an ounce of power you have lost. The person who displays himself is someone who has lost the war because he is too occupied winning the parade. If you have reached this point, you are no longer that person. You are executing the sovereign exit, the total withdrawal of your ego from the social marketplace. Machiavelli knew that the ultimate form of control is unpredictability. By stopping the show, you have become a ghost in their system. You are now free to build, strike, and conquer without the friction of envy or the weight of expectation. You have traded the likes of the masses for the liberty of the elite. The person you were at the start of this video is dead. The person watching now is a strategist who understands that visibility is a liability. If you have made it to the end, you are the 1%. Most people clicked off when the truth became too uncomfortable. They returned to their status games and their visibility traps. But you stayed. You have the hunger for absolute autonomy. This examination was just the surface. If you are ready to stop watching from the sidelines and start mastering the dark psychological architecture of 2026, you need to join the Sovereign Circle. Our membership is not a community. It is a battlefield of high-level strategy. When you join, you receive access to the Blueprint Vault, containing Machiavellian tactics the public algorithm is too afraid to show. You receive the live examinations, where we dissect real-world social scenarios and rewrite them for total dominance. And you join the Elite Network, a brotherhood of sovereigns who have moved past the display phase and into empire building. Do not just be a student of power, be the one who wields it. Click the Join button below and claim your seat at the table. We do not accept everyone, but for those who are ready to disappear and rebuild, the door is open. You have successfully completed the examination. You now possess the keys to strategic invisibility. If this video opened your eyes to the target you have been wearing on your back, like this video right now, it signals to the system that the truth still matters. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. In the world of the shadow strike, timing is everything. If you miss the next briefing, you miss the next move. Let the world wonder why you have suddenly stopped talking. Thank you for trusting me with your time. You have reached the end of the lesson, but the execution starts the second you close this tab. The parade is over. The war begins. I will see you in the circle.